Let me ask you something else. There's been public reporting that Jeffrey Epstein showed people photos of President Trump with half-naked young women. Do you know if the FBI found those photographs in their search of Jeffrey Epstein's safe or premises or otherwise? Have you seen any such thing?
You know, Senator Whitehouse, you sit here and make salacious remarks, once again trying to slander President Trump left and right, when you're the one who was taking money from one of Epstein's closest confidants, I believe, I could be wrong, correct me, Reid Hoffman, who was with Jeffrey Epstein on multiple occasions. And the senator sitting right next to you tried to block the flight logs from being released. Yet you're grilling me on President Trump and some photograph with Epstein? Come on.
The question is, did the FBI find those photographs that have been discussed publicly by a witness who claimed Jeffrey Epstein showed them to him? You don't know anything about that? Okay. Here's what we cut to something else.
So Pam Bondi had lost her temper many times during senator hearings. On the question of releasing Trump's semi-nude photos in the Epstein files, Bondi, to save her boss Trump, had shamed the dignity of her position and humanity many times in senator hearings. Bondi was very close to Trump. Many times they were also seen having dinner together. But suddenly, what happened that Trump insulted Bondi and removed her from the AG post immediately? The full revelation of this has been made by Senator Whitehouse in an interview given on MSNBC News. I will tell the real reason for Bondi being removed at the end of the video. First, please support by subscribing to the video.
And so, Pamela Bondi, who began her tenure as Attorney General in the humiliation of being Donald Trump's second choice, ends that tenure tonight with the humiliation of being fired by Donald Trump. Leading off our discussion tonight is Democratic Senator Sheldon Whitehouse of Rhode Island, a member of the Senate Judiciary Committee. He's also a member of the Senate Finance Committee. Senator, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Will you miss Pam Bondi as a witness in your committee?
No, and I don't think anybody's going to miss her. I think the MAGA folks were frustrated with her flaming incompetence in dealing with the Epstein files. I think federal judges are delighted to see her gone, whether they were appointed by Trump or Obama, it doesn't matter. And I think the department is breathing a sigh of relief. When you're the Department of Justice and you're struggling to hire people, that is an unprecedented sign that something has gone badly, badly wrong in that department.
With the jurisdiction that your committee has over her department and over the Attorney General personally, for that matter, in terms of testimony, if the Democrats win control of the Senate in November, what will change for the Trump Justice Department?
Well, for starters, they'll have to start answering questions. We have piled up questions about why the Marshal Service won't investigate behind the utterer of a threat to a federal judge, about what happened to the $50,000 that the FBI reported was given to Tom Homan, about where the photograph is that was described in the testimony of Trump with half-naked young girls. The whole game of the MAGA DOJ has been to refuse to answer questions. And they've been backstopped in that by quite supine Republicans, particularly Judiciary Committee Republicans. And it's going to be really interesting to watch as his numbers head into the low 30s and down. And as Republicans come into election mode past their primaries, whether they get spinal injections and begin to push back. And if they do, it's going to make these confirmation hearings very, very interesting in the short run as we get to Democratic-controlled Congress that can do the oversight that Republicans have so disgracefully abandoned.
So you have a Senate confirmation hearing coming up for Attorney General. We don't know who the nominee is going to be yet. It might be Donald Trump's former criminal defense lawyer, Todd Blanche. It might be someone else. Surely that nominee will be asked to promise not to commit crimes for Donald Trump, or just will be asked, will you commit crimes for Donald Trump? It'll be phrased one way or the other. But I think it will be asked in an environment where the answer will be very hard for anyone to believe. It seems like the qualification for being Donald Trump's attorney general in his mind is that you would be willing to commit crimes for him.
If the majority of the Senate Judiciary Committee, the Republicans, are willing to put up with that stuff, then there's not much that the minority can do about it. This is really a test of Republican senators as to whether they will do their jobs to do a real confirmation hearing and to disbelieve things that are obviously false. And if they don't, we're going to put as much spotlight on it as possible. And a lot of spotlight helped get rid of Pam Bondi. But you're absolutely dead right that there's no penalty for making stuff up to the Judiciary Committee. The Emil Bovee hearing was probably the low point in terms of Republicans going along with a truly disgraceful nominee with truly disgraceful testimony.
Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, thank you very much for starting our coverage tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, the biggest reason why Trump removed Bondi was that for the past several days across America, no king's protests were seen a lot over ICE, immigration, and the Iran war, due to which Trump started feeling the risk of losing the midterm elections. Along with this, the entire American public was quite angry with Attorney General Pam Bondi. So Trump played his last move to avoid a heavy defeat in the midterm elections so that he could regain his place in the hearts of Americans. This was the biggest reason why Bondi was suddenly removed from the AG post. What reason do you think it was? Tell in the comments, like, subscribe. See you soon in the next video.